Yo, 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 welcome back to Hoop Lounge TV, where we sit back, kick back, and talk about hoops. Man, look, if you're watching this, I need a favor from you, okay? A real favor. Make sure you hit that subscribe button for me and like this because this helps this content get out. And listen, it's free. So do that for me if y'all want more of these videos. But we're going to jump into this, man, okay? Um, should your child still play rec ball after getting exposed to AAU? Okay, should your child still play rec ball after getting exposed to AAU? Um, I would say it depends. Okay, it really depends. So, for example, my son, I don't let him play rec ball now that we're play travel ball and they got fall, winter leagues, things of that nature. Okay. I don't let him play. Now, if I were to let him play, I was talking to somebody gave me some game. If I were to let him play, he needs to be able to play up because rec ball, as you know, local ball, we'll just say local recreation leagues or, people just roll the ball out, sign up. It is actually not good. It's very, it can hinder a child. It's really for development kids, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Don't have access to nothing else or they're trying to learn because there are certain rules in rec ball that it's really, really not beneficial. Okay. So rec ball, the first example I can tell you where I'm from, you cannot press until there's 2 minutes. You can only play 2-3 zone, and you got to stay inside of the 3-point line. They only get 6 minutes a quarter, and you have to sub 5 in and 5 out. Okay, everybody gets an opportunity to dribble the ball up the court. Also, the biggest thing, you only get to practice, 2 times a week before the game start, and when the game starts, you only get 1 day a week. And practice is only 45 minutes, okay? That is why I don't let my child play rec ball because there's no way you can really teach anything in that short amount of time when it comes to rec ball, okay? Travel ball, the difference is I get to practice 2 to 3 times a week, an hour and a half to 2.5 hours every practice. Everybody doesn't get to play. You have to earn your spot. And I get to mix in and I have time. You know what I'm saying? I have time. Because I know whenever I did let my son play rec league, a lot of times youth kids play to the level of their competition. You know what I'm saying? So they play to the level of competition. So that means if there is, you know, and it was a co-ed league. So if there is Sarah, Jason, Johnny out there, and they, they're just doing this to get experience, which is fine. But if your child's already played a lot, then all that will do will lower your child's level where you're teaching them leadership. You know what I'm saying? And it's very hard for them at that age to really, really pull kids along, especially if kids don't understand. You know what I'm saying? Now, there are certain leagues that if your child's playing rec ball and you get to play up, I think that is very beneficial. You know what I'm saying? Because now you're focusing on the physicality of it. You know what I'm saying? Building them up for that. Okay. Another reason why possibly you could play rec league is, say, for example, you're trying to develop a certain skill set in your child, okay? Or they need to develop kind of being the man, get the ball in their hands. Rec league would be good for that, especially if he's very dominant or she's very dominant. You put the ball in their hands and they understand how to be the guy. You know what I'm saying? Also, you can allow mess ups there as much as you can because those games really don't count for much. You know what I'm saying? So they could really, really work on their disabilities. You know what I mean? In the game. Yeah, so that's the only reason I would to let my child play rec ball. Okay, is if he's playing up like up in age. I'm talking about he's 10 and he's playing 11, 12, 13, 14. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times you want to let them play up because it teaches them how to be a role player, man. For real, for real. Lets them understand the ball might not be in your hand, big dog. So now you got to, go get an offensive rebound, run the floor on defense, where you got several things that you can do, okay? Several things that you can learn off the ball. You know what I'm saying? Um, Box out. You know what I'm saying? Be the guy to get the ball up to set people up. You know what I'm saying? Because there's different aspects of the game where I feel like people forget about that you forget about developing your child. Because let's be real, when you play on a nice AAU team, or even if you go to college, there's a high chance you won't be that A option, or you might have two or three A options on your team, and you got to learn how to be efficient. You got to learn how to find your spot.